you this, and I don't want you to get into any specific company or anything to talk
Okay.
about any products or company, but you come out, you get released. What day do you get released?
May 18th, 1998.
19.
Yeah, this is 2009.
Yep,
so
yep.
11
So
years.
1998, May 17th.
18th.
May 18th.
You don't forget those dates.
I understand. That's why I asked. So May 18th, 1998. And you have this new, get
No
up and
money,
shower up
but a
and
new attitude.
shine up and, all that stuff. And no money, new attitude, and you decide that you're going to go out and you're going to get back into the network marketing profession. And how long did it take you to rebuild your life? And what did you do specifically, coming out with the story that you had at that moment? What did you do specifically to rebuild?
First thing I did was I went and I helped friends around town that were starting companies, consulting and things like that, because my first goal was to make $5,000 a month so that I could go ahead and help out with household bills and everything else, because we literally had no money.
So you did some consulting, and then you found a company.
Some friends called to help, wanted some help starting a company, and we got the company structure done, and nobody thought the company had a chance. They could not get anybody that wanted to go out and sing the charge for the company.
So you acted as a distributor.
So I said,
you
okay,
got
I'll do it.
You got involved as a distributor, and what did you do in order to be able to kind of build an organization? What were some of the steps that you took?
First off, I told the truth. Everybody, I told people it's a startup, and that's a risk. But I believe it's a risk we're taking.
Right.
And I really did. I believed in the people, I believed in the product, and I told people that it was going to be a bumpy ride. And that's what the mistake I think a lot of people make. If you go out and you tell people the truth,
you set expectations.
You set expectations where they need to be, rather than setting them where you manage them. If you manage expectations, you'll have great success in business, I think.
Yeah.
And I think so many people are afraid to do that.
Yeah.
So that I manage expectations.
Let people know there's going to be work. Let people know that you're going to have to learn some new skills. Let people know that everything isn't going to be without difficulty.
Yeah, and let people know that when things are, if you are involved with, every company has advantages and disadvantages, if you want to look at it that way, pros and cons at any point in its development. And you always have to manage the expectations of where it is. And I worked harder than I asked anybody else to work, and I think that's key. Don't ever ask anybody to do anything you're not willing to do yourself.
So, May 18th, 1999. Where 1 year later, where are you at as far as income?
Well, on May 18th, we hadn't started that company.
Okay, so you're still consulting.
Consulting.
You're doing just kind of
things along. I was doing all right though. We started that company. I got that call in 2000.
Okay,
end of 2000.
So at the end of 2000, you start with that, and then what happens to your career?
Well, we launched that company. Well, the 8th week, and this is a true story. We launched that company, and it took off. And week number 8, I was standing in Southern California, and they called me from the home office, and they said, "Your check is $14,500 for the week."
For the week.
And I said, "Oh my God, my check is $14,500 for the week." And they said, "No, Lisa, your check is $45,000 for the week." And I'm here to tell you that Nokia phones, which I don't carry anymore, can survive anything, because that phone went up in the air 10 feet above my head and hit the floor and busted. I went 45,000 the 8th week of that company.
45,000. So the explosion
which is
in growth.
Unbelievable to me.
Now.
Fluke.
Yeah, well, fluke.
Don't expect that.
Yeah,
Never
exactly.
won't happen.
Yeah. Well, so again, there are really no accidents. But you develop your skills and you kind of learn how to grow a business and attract people. What are some of your things that you found has worked best to attracting other people? You're recruiting other people, building a team. What are some of the things that really
For me,
served you well? Yeah.
Taking it away. That has always been my trademark, and that has always worked for me. I don't ever beg people into a business. And here's the thing, I will push and push and push people to look, Eric.
Yeah, to understand.
To look at it, to know what they are saying no to. I believe that whatever company you're with, provided that it is a legitimate, solid opportunity, that most people today are not happy. I've not met that many happy people. So when I do meet one occasionally, I leave them alone. But most people, it is my experience, are not happy for one reason or another. And if I have something that I believe might, and I underline the word might, be something that can help them, I push them to look at it. But if they look and it's not for them, I leave them alone, which is typically how I get them to look, because that's what I tell them. If what I have is a 1 in 20 chance that might be an answer for you, look at it before you say no, and if it's not for you, I'll never bother you again. So I will push them to look, but I will never push them to do.
And then you'll take it away. I mean,
All
like,
the time.
you know, you can say, you know what, it might not be for you.
Probably isn't for you.
Probably isn't for you.
Probably isn't for you.
So.
And that's typically how I start. I'll call you up, I'll say, Eric, what I've got, I'm sure you're going to love the product. The business probably isn't for you. I'm almost sure it isn't for you. But if there's a 1 in 100 chance that what I've got might be a solution for you, are you telling me, smart as you are, that you're going to say no out of hand without looking at it? I always thought you were much smarter than that. But you know what? I was wrong. That's okay. Won't bother you again. Bye. And then I wait 5 minutes for the phone to ring.
So if you want, you can rewind like 30 seconds, and you can play that over and over and over as a way to call somebody. It works, right?
Every time.
Yeah. So you don't.
Or they never speak to me again.
You don't, no,
One or the other.
you don't need to hang up on somebody. And
I don't typically hang up on people, but
the real point is creating a situation where you say, you know what, I've got a product that's amazing. I've got a business that's awesome. It's probably not for you.
But you know what else has really worked for me? Something you taught me. You know, you have a lot of mentors over the years, and you always remember people for 1 or 2 things that are specific to them. Your tape, which I still listen to, I recruit up. I do want to save everybody. I do. But you can't.
Right.
And what I've found is if you go after people that are very sharp and very bright, every really sharp, bright person can probably save 10 without being drowned.
Yeah.
So if you go after a really sharp, bright person, they'll save 10, and then the next sharp, bright person will save 10. And if you get enough sharp, bright people, they'll all save their share. So you got to really go after smart, sharp people instead of trying to save people that just really are not going to get it.
Right.
And that's what turned a lot of my businesses around, is when I started going after the brightest and the best.
Well, no, after the brightest and the best and taking it away.
And taking it away from them.
Yeah.
Because if you take it away from people that aren't the brightest and the best, they don't even know you gave it to them to take it away. So that really doesn't work.
Okay. I forgot. That's the next question I was going to ask. All right. Let's back up and say, okay, to women.
Women.
A lot of women watching this program, and 50 countries around the world are watching this program.
You know, I spent 5 years overseas.
Yeah, so you understand a global perspective. But women in general, as business builders, what advice, because what can I say to women, but what advice would you give to women when it comes to how to grow an organization, how to work with men, all that stuff? I'll sit back and let you talk. Okay,
women. When I got started in this industry, it was really a man's world. And I think women were at a disadvantage because it was really business, business, business. And I think the nurturing heart aspect of it put us at a little bit of a disadvantage, but it's a different world today. And I think and I hate to use these words, so I'll do it tongue in cheek, but it really is a kinder, gentler world that we live in today. So I think for the first time, women are really at an advantage in the network marketing arena because it has changed. And I think that the style that we build with today is really more, I think men are emulating women today in the network marketing arena. I think if you look at the presentations, I think if you look at the way that the business is presented, I think you'll see it's a lot less left brain than it used to be. I think it's got a lot more heart and soul to it. So as far as working with the men, do what you've always done. Continue to run the world, let them think they're doing it, and go after the women because their time has come.
I like it. What mistakes do you see women making as they're building an organization?
Not standing up front. Just stand up and go after it.
Yeah, being...
What I saw in Asia, what's really amazing in Asia, particularly in China and in Taiwan and in those countries, is the women business is not only dominated by women over there as it is here in terms of being out there doing the majority of the volume. They are also dominating the upper echelons of the companies. And here, a lot of the companies, too many men walking across the stage in the top positions. Too many of the people walking across the stage in the top positions to me are still men. go after it because it's there for you, and don't be intimidated by it. Just go get it.
I like it. I like it. Well, good. We talk on the show about defining moments a lot. You know, a moment that literally changed your career in the network marketing profession. Something where you could have taken a right turn or a left turn, and it would have completely changed your life. And I think you've described one of them already.
Yeah.
When you met with the chaplain.
My network marketing defining moment?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's one that snapped into your head, because I've had dozens, you know.
And there are so many.
If you could pick one, it doesn't have to be the one, but one that kind of comes to mind.
Oh, let me see what pops into my head just off the cuff. Okay. Well, there was a moment when I threw the phone up in the air. Hong Kong Convention Center, 2004, November. I'm afraid of heights, but they talked me into flying in to the Hong Kong Convention Center with 8,000 people there on these wires. And I flew in on these wires, and I was talking to people being translated. And you know, when you start in this industry, you have these dreams, and they're that you're gonna make a lot of money, and you're gonna get fancy cars, and you've got all these monetary dreams because that's how you measure it, especially when I started, because it was so much more blingy back then with the cars. And those things happen, but the thing that you don't expect to have happen is when you go to a foreign country and you're being translated to a foreign language, and people that you have never met, that maybe saw you on a videotape or saw you in a conference or something, and they come up to you and they tell you that something that you said impacted them and changed their lives. It's the most amazing feeling that you ever get, and it just blew me away. To have these people stand in line to take pictures with me and to hug me and to say, you know, I heard what you had to say, and what you said and your story, you know, gave me hope and made me think that I could change my life. And there is nothing that you will ever do, and no amount of money that I will ever earn, or reward that I will win, or all these things that happen that will ever equal that.
Yeah, that's awesome, and I will tell you, it's the same for me.
Is there anything better than that?
The connection with the world,
you know,
the connection with the people.
I'm saying, do you ever think that you start this and somebody shows you a product, and one day people from all over the world, you're just, it's like the whole world, it's the connection. It's just amazing.
And it's visible. I mean, in a lot of other ways it's invisible, but this makes it visible, tangible,
it's just,
real.
That's it.
So, Lisa, here's what I will tell you. Thank you for
My
sharing your story. That's kind of brave to be able to go out and offer that up for the lessons that other people could learn from it. And, I hope that they appreciate it. I know I appreciate it.
I thank you.
I
Thank
appreciate
you
it.
so much.
You know, which side? Which side? Wait, we gotta get the other side. The most awkward kiss ever on tape. Anyway, here's my wish for you, all of you watching, that you decide to become a network marketing professional, that you decide to go pro. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a better way. Let's go tell the world. Here from Dallas, Texas, with my friend, Lisa Grossman. Everybody, have a great day, and we'll see you next time.
As a new skin distributor, you never have to worry about the technology systems that keep your business running. With our innovative IT solutions and secure high-speed data technology, you can focus on your business with the confidence that every minute of every day, we are here to ensure your business operates smoothly. Imagine having to calculate sales tax, income tax, and currency conversion on every transaction, all while trying to run your worldwide business. With our global seamless compensation plan, you don't have to. Our systems do the work for you. Our systems gather all Nu Skin transactions from around the world to ensure that every one of your transactions is included in your commissions payment. The order information arrives here at the Global Network Operations Center. The transaction information is processed here, and your commission is calculated accurately, including sales tax and currency calculations. Then you receive your commissions payment on time and in your currency.